We have been raising turkeys for 3 years and chickens for even longer. We've looked at all the YouTube videos and they make it way more complicated than it needs to be to raise these Thanksgiving delights. The bottom line is, if you know how to raise these, it's very easy to learn how to raise these. But there are 3 key pieces of information that you have to get right if you want to be the hero of next Thanksgiving. Let's get ranching. Whew, summer is here in Ohio, and Canada is currently trying to poison us with their wildfires again, so if anybody could call Canada and tell them to not set themselves on fire, that would be great. Difference number 1 between chickens and turkeys. Our chickens, generally speaking, don't try to go over the fence. They do go under the fence though, and I've seen chickens go under the fence. It's really annoying. They kind of like, sneak right under the wire, especially the Bantam chickens. Oh my gosh, they're annoying in that regard. Anyway, as long as the fence is, let's say 42 inches tall, I think that's the electronet size that we have on our chicken system, our chicken area currently right now, the chickens really won't go over. Turkeys, they will go over. They're a bigger bird. They prefer to go over. They get up and they roost on top of stuff. And when they come off the roost, they might accidentally go over the fence because they're turkeys and they're not very smart. They're just going to land wherever they land. And if their flight path takes them over the fence, it takes them over the fence. We make our fence taller. We make it 48 inches tall. I don't worry as much about the fence being level with the ground at the bottom. They're not going to sneak up under it or get up under it like a pig or some other type of animal. If they see that barrier right in front of them, they're just going to stop. In addition to the fence height, something else we do is we do clip the turkey's wings. Now, it depends on the type of turkey that you have. The heritage breeds are way better at flight than their broad-breasted counterparts. The broad-breasted whites and the bronzes, once they get to a certain size, they're kind of like broiler chickens. They don't really fly that well. What goes up must come down, and they get kind of, well, fat. We've tried electric fence with turkeys, and honestly, it's a waste of money and time. The turkeys, for one, their feathers insulate them from the fence. It's much the same issue that we have with chickens. 2, they're so dumb, they don't really, like, that pain response just doesn't register with them. I've seen turkeys all caught up in electric fence, just sitting there, like every time it, shocks, they kind of like vibrate, and they'll just go on for a while. It doesn't hurt them. I don't think it makes them happy, but don't underestimate the stupidity of turkeys. They really don't get with the electric fence. Occasionally we'll use electric fence as like a double perimeter if we have them someplace where there's some predator pressure, just to keep the predators out. Those we worry more about, but the electric fence itself, the turkeys, they don't care. Plus, when they're small, they can just go right through the holes of most fence unless it's specialized poultry fence, which if you want to see our saga with trying to keep chickens in the area where we're trying to keep chickens, we did make a video on that. Click on the YouTube card and you can see how we used electric fence and some other trick stuff to contain our chickens better, and that worked out really well, but that's a little bit of a different bird. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the chickens are actually smarter than the turkeys. That's saying a lot about the turkeys. The second biggest difference between chickens and turkeys is how they eat, or how you feed them. You have to remember that turkeys are just bigger birds, and when they go to the butcher, they're probably anywhere from 18 to 25 pounds. Except for that one that we took that was probably 50 pounds that one time. That's a whole story in and of itself. That was a horrible story, but it worked out all right in the end. So they're bigger birds and they eat a lot. And when you get a lot of turkeys, so we've got about 30 turkeys in this pen behind us. We do about 60 total in a year, and we're growing. We find that we have to buy feed by the pallet, and turkey feed is hard to find. You can buy it at Tractor Supply or whatever your local store is. But at least around here in Ohio, they only stock it a few bags at a time. And we find ourselves constantly running out in that whole like feed panic type thing, which is never good. So buy the food in bulk and use a bigger feeder so that you're not refilling the feeder every single day. These Kubic feeders, which we get from our partner Meyer Hatchery, I'll put a discount code in the comment section, and we earn a little bit of commission off of it, but you get a discount code off of the price. Just helps out the channel and helps you guys out too. They're fantastic. They take 50 pounds of feed at a time. They're robust. They have a ring around the top that allows the rain to stay out, or it keeps the rain out. And you can buy legs for them that bring them up a little bit. Again, the turkeys being larger and taller, they can get under the feeder, and it just results in less feed being wasted because they're not scrounging around, kicking things, trying to get the feed out. It works out pretty well. I should also note that we use turkey grower, which is a 30% protein for our entire turkey life cycle. That higher percentage of protein just helps grow a nicer bird to put on the Thanksgiving table, so remember that. I have 2 questions for you as viewers. One question is, what works for you? Also, we have been looking forever for soy-free turkey feed, and we use non-GMO turkey feed, but we can't find soy-free turkey feed. Do any of you have a source for soy-free turkey feed? We'd love to hear it. Please post a comment. And also, if you're finding value in this, please remember to give us a like. It helps us out with the algorithm, helps the channel grow, and it means the world to us. Thank you. The third difference between chickens and turkeys is just the space. As you can see, we have a fair amount of space allotted for what turns out to be about 60 turkeys. Turkeys are like small dinosaurs. They fight a lot more than chickens do. They fight over resources, and those resources could be food, the resources could be water, the resources could be ladies if they're toms. And it's best to give more of everything just so they don't feel like they're restricted on something. So we have more water points than we need. We have more feed points than we need. Per every 10 turkeys, roughly, we have one 50-pound feeder and one continuous waterer. And that tends to keep things down to a dull roar. Now, that said, we do try to emphasize ordering females if we can. That's not always the case. From what I understand, turkeys are hard to sex when they're small, so sometimes you get what you get. But if we can work with our supplier, in this case Meyer Hatchery, to get just females or more females, we will absolutely do that, and we recommend that you do the same if it is an option. Although the turkeys are by far our favorite animal on the farm because they're like little dinosaurs, they are by no means the only animal we have on the farm. We've got cows and chickens and lamb and all kinds of other things. You should check out the playlist on our animal systems. We spend a lot of time making animal systems that make healthy, happy, fat animals so that they can come from our farm to your table and just make for an awesome, healthy, wonderful experience. So check that out. You should also check out our video on what we consider to be the best solar-powered automatic chicken door on the market. We did a review on it. It's at the end of this video. You'll see it. You should watch it because we've used every chicken door. They all kind of suck, but this one is different.